Welcome back. In the previous session, we have seen about creating a database and creating table using PDO in PHP. In this session, we will see how to insert a new record in the created table using PDO. Now, what are the steps for doing this? There are only three important things we need to remember while using PDO. First thing, to create object of PDO class and establish a connection. Second, run the query using object of PDO arrow exec method and in bracket give the variable name for a query. And at the bottom, we have to close the connection using unset method in bracket pass the object of PDO class. Now, all the SQL commands like insert, update, delete, select will be fired on a table. And in multiple database there can be a table of same names. So specifically for performing the insert, update, delete or select query, we have to mention the name of the database in the connection. So there is only change as compared to previous program. After localhost, we have to give the db name attribute is equal to, and we have to mention the name of our database with continuing with the username and password for the mysql. Only one parameter is added, db name is equal to database name. And then we can have our regular query of insert into table name in bracket mention the column names, and in values parenthesis mention the value name. Let us see the code for it, how we can run the code. Now we will write a PHP script. As check in the PHP my admin panel, we can see over here in the PHP my admin panel the Jupyter table is there having a few records in it. Now we will have another record. There are two records already over here. Now we will write a PHP code with PDO way for inserting a new record in a table. So we will create object of suppose PO of PDO class. In bracket we have to give the mysql colon host is equal to local host, give semicolon, then mention db name is equal to name of our database. Our database name is bikes, and we have to just enclose this complete line in a double quotes. MySQL colon host is a attribute, DB name is a attribute, and in front of equal to we are giving their values, and we are opening and closing bracket at the start and at the end. After that we have to give root, that is username, empty, password and close the bracket. Now after that, if upon successful execution of this line, we can give a message established connection successfully, and we can move further. Now, for inserting a query, we have to build a query first. So we will build a query like $SQL is equal to insert into name of our table is Jupyter, and in bracket we have to give the name of columns model number, model name, comma price. And we can give the values in values parenthesis as a model number suppose 34, and model name is tvs whatever, and price we can mention over here. In these values the numbers are without quotes and the string are enclosed in a single quote. close the query, double quotes, quotation mark should be at the end and give the semicolon. Now we have to run the query by using PDO object, suppose that is PO variable, PO arrow exec method, and in bracket we have to give the query variable that we have formed over here. Now query will be executed. Now we have to give message after execution that inserted record and termination. Now we will close the connection using unset $PO object and end of PHP tag. Let us save this file with PDO 3.php. Now save the file, go to the local host. We will run the PDO 3.php file and we got a message, establish connection successfully, inserted record. We will jump to the PHP my admin, refresh the code. Under this Jupyter table, we have received a new record with 34 TVS and 80,000. Now we have created a program just by writing a PHP file, but uh, you might be expecting that we can design a front end screen with HTML form. We can receive the values from the user, and upon click of button we should insert that values as a record in a table. So we can do that. For that we will write first HTML file. Now HTML file will be the user interface where we will be reading the input from the user. PHP start tag, then we will, sorry, for HTML file we will be starting HTML, then body, then form. In form action attribute we will be mentioning the name of our PHP file that will do the job of reading input, suppose PDO3.php, and method is equal to get or post. Suppose I am giving post. Now here I want a label, model number, and in front of this I want to design a text box. Input type is equal to text, and for this text box I am giving name as MN, that is model number. After that I want a line break, so I am giving break tag. Same I will repeat for model name and price. Suppose here I am writing model name is equal to, and name I will be changing to M name. Here I am writing model price is equal to, and here I am giving name as a PR. And we will have a button over here. Input type is equal to submit type of button. Name of the button is suppose add, and the caption to be displayed on button is suppose insert record. We will close this end of form, end of body, and we will end HTML tag. Now suppose if I save this file as bike.html under XAMPP htdocs, I am saving this front screen bike.html. Let us run bike.html file on our local host. So model number, model name, price, and there is a button. Whatever input I will give at runtime over here, that should be inserted in our database bikes and under Jupyter table. So we have created a front end using HTML file where we have created label and user input controls. Now we have to write this PDO3.php file for reading the inputs that are entered in these text boxes at runtime and passing that to the insert query. So we will write that code in PDO3.php. So under PDO3.php we have established a connection with database bikes. Message is given, established a connection successfully. Now here we have to write a code. Now what we have to do, we have to Read the values entered under these text boxes in variables. So I am declaring variable $m is equal to how we are reading the values from form by using $_ and the method of our form is post. So we are writing here $_ post. In square bracket under single quote we are giving the name of the text boxes. So for this model number, there is a name of this text box is MN. So we will write here from MN field of the post form, read the value and store that into M variable. Same we will repeat for model name and price. Suppose for name I am having N variable, for price I am having P variable. The name variable is having under mname text box over here, and the price is available under pr text box, so we will have pr over here. Now we have received or taken value at runtime from the user in this m, n and p variable. So when we want to insert a record upon clicking of this button, so how we check the button or validate the button if it is clicked or not? By using in if condition is set method, and the name of our button is, again we have to check with the parameter by mentioning the name of our submit button is add. So we will write here as add button is clicked or not, that will be verified, and if it is clicked we have to write code in this if block. So what we have to do now, we have to form a query. So we will form a query, suppose in sq variable, and we will write a query like insert into name of our table is Jupiter, and where the columns are model number, then next column name is model name, and last column is price, and we have to give the values. Now we are not including the values over here, the values are already available with us from these three text boxes into these three variable. So we will pass that three variable in this values parenthesis, but passing this variable we have to make sure that they are written in a single quotes. So $m single quote complete, comma single quote $n single quote complete, comma single quote $p single quote complete. All three column variables are enclosed in a single quote. Give the query double quotes completion mark and semicolon. Now we have to run this query using this PO object. So we will write $PO arrow exec, and we have to give the name of our query variable, that is SQ. The query will run. If it gets successfully executed, we will give a message inserted record and close. Now if bracket close, at the end we will close the connection of this PO object. This file is saved with the name PDO3.php. Save the changes and we will run our HTML file. Let us enter model number. Suppose I am giving 56. Give model number as classic plus suppose, and model price is suppose 1 lakh. Insert record, established connection successfully, inserted record, and we will check at our php my admin panel, refresh the page, see the record is added here with classic plus. So this is how we can use the PDO object for performing database operation. So in this session we have seen the PDO object for inserting a record in a table of database using PDO way. I hope you have understood this session. See you in the next session. Thank you.